In this video we are at Whiteland Restorations to finally drive Monica the Volvo, and you need to stay tuned because there is a chance to win a show standard paint finish such as this, so stay tuned for later.
Whoop whoop.
So Monica the Volvo came to you how long ago now?
3 years ago, must be 3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it must
Easy
have been.
peasy.
It was just a quick paint
Oh
job.
yeah, two
I
weeks.
saw it on
2
Facebook
weeks.
Marketplace and I said to Lewis, there's a Volvo 240 for sale and it's not far away, we need to buy that.
I said,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go and look at it. If you can get him to bring it here, and then we'll consider it. Next thing I know, it's on the yard. I'm underneath it poking holes going, this is rotten. And she's like, so I'll give you 1,300 quid. And I'm like, what?
Well, the deal was done. It was only supposed to be a quick 2-week turnaround. I just wanted
How hard could it be?
Yeah, a little lick of paint, make it look a bit nicer, and away we go.
And it's fair to say things have evolved somewhat from that initial brief. So in short, what has been done on the car? We should probably start at the front end for that, is where we are.
Yeah, so headlights, obviously, they're American spec quad lights.
Yeah, the units.
These trims are custom because they were never, even though they're American spec and they're quad lights, but they were never designed to go on the coffin nose front, which is this slightly more sticky outy bit. This is a custom panel to get everything a bit more squished down to fit in. This is custom to bring it up to meet the level. The grille has been shrunk by 10 mil.
And what's the grill off?
The grille is off a Volvo.
It's a 262
A 262 coupe.
grill,
Okay.
yeah.
But again,
Lovely custom badge.
Custom badge. Be rude not to.
Yeah. I like the arrow pointing at the bug splat on the corner.
yeah, it's very important. If you haven't got that, you're not in the game.
And even things like this little bumper trim.
The rubber trim, the original hockey sticks was what they're called. Were just battered and old. The rubbers had shrank and terrible. So we found this trim, we stumbled across it, and we put it on, and it's just been bloody brilliant, you know.
Yeah,
so good.
Fits so well. It looks
decided
entirely
to put
factory.
it on the website and supply it for other Volvo owners who've lost their hockey sticks out there.
Yeah, we sold a few and saved
all
a
over
few
the world,
people's.
actually.
And then finally, like the Laguna style splitter.
Yeah, this big old.
Polycarbon, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of ABS plastic, I think, but it goes all the way up. It's also a big old under tray underneath there as well.
Wow.
Whether it has any aero properties on this,
Who knows?
flat-fronted thing, I don't know, but it looks cool.
And some of the more interesting work, I think, has occurred on the sides of the vehicle, where you've got the trim delete down the side, and the sills are actually deeper than factory sills.
There we go. The story with the swage line, each of these holes has been welded up properly, ground back, deleted. But we actually made a very special shaping tool out of one of the spare doors we had for Monica. We cut this section out and turned it into a sanding filler spreader.
So they're shaped.
So it was shaped perfectly across the whole body.
We better talk about the wheels as well. These beautiful image wheels.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't actually know what they were, did they, Image? We got in touch with them, and they were so vintage they had to check in their archives.
Yeah, they actually went through a bunch of old wheel posters and eventually found them. And what were they called?
Billet 15s.
Billet 15s. And
17 by 7.
Yeah.
They were unusual at the time because 20 years ago people weren't making 17-inch wheels that much, so they were quite big for the day. We just think they're great, and they fit.
They look bob on.
They're refurbed, and of course we had to put Toyo Proxes on them. We got the same on the E30, fantastic tyre, and it just finishes them off a treat. And tyre stickers, of course.
Yeah.
To look the part.
Really
does.
That turns it into a legit race car, did you know?
Indeed.
Really does.
And talking of race car, we've also got the custom boot spoiler, of course, very much in the style of the old turbo bricks in the European touring car.
Yeah, they have more of a traditional spoiler rather than a ducktail. But I like the ducktail.
We love ducktails.
Cool. Yeah.
So Lewis knocked this up out of a sheet of steel, and you did your thing and formed it into this thing of beauty.
I was going to say the curvature is amazing on it.
I had loads of fun making that.
You did. I think this was the best bit of the car for you, wasn't it? Making the
And I love the very, very subtle Volvo in the back, so you have to look for it.
Yeah.
The satin on, which is now satin, it used to be satin on gloss. It is faded a little, but it still has that. It catches reflections at different angles, and you can just about make it out. It's really nice.
Subtle is the whole thing of the car, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
A bit muted colours, subtle.
Kind of. It's so subtle.
And I'm going to jump on this early. I'm going to jump. I've got to do it. We have to illuminate.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, wrong switch. That's the purple switch.
oh, the lights. Yes.
yeah. Full LEDs across the back as well. Bit more illumination.
But the smoked effect is just lovely. Just enough to give them a bit more depth and character without being like, so many cars seem to have completely blacked out
Yeah.
lights that don't even work anymore. But as you can see, they are plenty bright.
Subtlety.
Beautiful.
Or not so subtle. Subtle or not so subtle.
It's
There we
not
go.
subtle, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Now, being a Volvo, good old clunk on the door, very, very solid. And if we go inside, we find a Leanne.
Hello.
So you're going to talk us through the interior. So I think we probably better start with seats. What are these out of?
Seats,
'Cause
yeah.
it doesn't look very Volvo-y.
Well, these are out of a VW Scirocco.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I stole these from
Ah.
Lewis's Amazon
Hence,
project.
they still well, I've dropped a lot. They still have the tilt
They
function.
still have the tilt, which is actually really handy, even though it's a four-door car. It's still really handy.
Well, yeah,
to
it gives
get.
more space to get Louisa into her seat
It
there
really
in the
does
back.
help, you know. It really does. And then they're heated. They have electric lumbar and everything. They're so comfy actually. I know the original Volvo seats were pretty comfy, but these are comfier.
Yeah, very figure hugging.
Yeah. So sporty seats to go with our R Sport steering wheel. That's off of 480. Another one of Lewis's
beautiful.
pieces that I stole.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lewis. But we've upgraded a few mod cons in here as well.
Oh, okay.
We've got an Android
I'm
head
gonna
unit.
come in for a closer look.
Come and have a look. Android head unit.
Yeah.
So this has got DAB. Obviously, all your music streaming, you can play 4K video on that as well.
I'm nodding like I
Yeah.
understand all this stuff.
Ian's
yeah.
nodding. It's also got tyre pressure monitoring with temperature and everything built in. But there's so many things you can add onto that. You just need, the dongle. It's got USB inputs at the back. You can have good fun with that. Even HDMI outputs to put screens in the back of your headrest and stuff. But this is the
Missile launch. Oh no, that's the button next to it.
the RGB halos
Oh,
the
okay.
control. This is the master switch. So that turns them on at the front.
Ooh, and it activates the valve.
The valves, yes. Non-functioning, but they look cool, don't
They just look cool.
They just
yeah.
look cool.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But we made this custom, what do you call it, bezel to go around the head unit?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of looks OEM, doesn't it? The finish.
does.
It goes with the
Yeah,
the
because
rest of the
these
stuff.
are original factory items, quite rare items.
Yeah, this is not a Volvo clock. I put that in because Lewis found it in stores and it sounds really cool. It's so loud, it ticks.
Yeah.
But this is a external temperature gauge. That was a factory optional extra,
Wow.
as was the purple accessory switch.
Which does
Nothing at the
It's
moment.
just there for artistic effect.
Because I found it and it's in
clashing
there.
beautifully with the rear fog light.
Yeah, but these are all early
Look at all
switches.
the labelling is all very clear.
Solid colour, nice, big and chunky.
Mm-hmm.
And the hazard's my favourite because it's clear.
Oh, and the whole thing lights up.
Yeah.
Can't miss that.
No, it's so cool, isn't it? So I'm on the hunt for a red one and a blue solid one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to replace this one for the red solid. And I can't have an empty slot now, can
No,
I?
no,
So,
no.
full bank of switches. Get rid of my fire missile. I've grown up.
It's been a bit of fun. Oh, and the speaker grill I forgot.
Oh yeah, custom speaker grill with our logo on
Yeah,
it.
very, very nice.
Got the smart rear view mirror that's got dash cams front and back,
Hi,
for
everyone.
safety. It's also got GPS speedo and stuff.
And of course, pool ball.
Pool
gear
ball.
knob.
Yep. We have got a work in progress cup holder centre section going on here. That'll be in a video soon.
Oh, wow.
But other than that, we changed the carpets to black ones from
Mm-hmm.
a coupe. We had a set in stores, we changed them out and recovered the rear seats with covers from America to match the front seats because it was all blue velour.
Wow.
Yeah, and the dashboard was blue.
And how many you got Isofix for this seat here?
Yes, that has been retrofitted with ISOFIX. That's also a video
Brilliant.
online.
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh, Alcantara headlining.
Oh, yes, don't
Yeah.
forget.
And LED lights if you rock that rocker switch. There you go. Look, blinding.
Lovely. Super. What an amazing interior.
Yeah.
I love the mix of new and old. It's
But it all looks like it
gorgeous.
should be here, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
It's not
Very, very nice.
too in your face, but for me, I've got to have sat nav and I've got to have hands free. So
Yeah, it does make an awful lot of difference.
it does make a big difference.
Marvellous,
And
thank
that's
you
the
very much.
inside.
So under the bonnet, we have,
A red block,
legendary red block.
2.3. Mm-hmm. Pierberg carburetor. That thing is completely useless.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is the basically standard 240 stuff for the older things.
We got a K&N filter, so that must be 10 brake horsepower right there.
That does actually add, at least a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Hot air intake, we call it.
Super.
We heard the hot air intake. Disperses the fuel better. Oh, that's loads of rubbish. It's just on there because it sounds better. There's no helping this carburetor. It's useless. So no matter what you did to it.
Oh, well, we shall find out soon what that carburetor is like. So fairly stock in here now. Is that the plan? To stay that way?
No. Well, we do have a set of twin Del Autos to replace this. To go on here.
I like twin Del
as
Autos.
a quick power gain for this engine.
Yeah.
And it will be a very big power gain because, I mean, you're turning that tiny thing into 4 of those tiny things. So that's really amping up the air and fuel that can get into that. From what I've heard, you nearly doubles it.
Blimey,
So
okay.
that will really, really perk it up.
Yeah, and these engines will take some perking.
Oh yeah, they take a lot of perking. Yeah, you can push all sorts of power and all sorts of, like the turbo builds got up to 600 horsepower, reliably 600 horsepower.
Yikes.
But just of here, we have Monica's red block number 2. This one will be built by us. We're talking to somebody about a penta crank, which we're hoping is also a stroker crank. If it is a stroker and penta crank, we can bore it out to 2.8.
An extra half a litre.
Quite a lot more.
Yeah.
We've got a twin cam head to go on.
Blimey.
And then we're going to keep it dumb. We're going to keep it naturally aspirated. So then those twin Del Autos will then go onto this, and then we'll build a sports exhaust for it. They really push good horsepower. They really push good horsepower. 260 we're hoping for, because that puts it on a level playing field with my E30.
I see.
So then we're going to go and see who's best around the track, I think.
Good stuff. Right then.
The Beamer is obviously better around the track.
I'm starting to tamper for a bit of a drive, so I think it may be time to go and get behind the wheel. So just before we go for a drive in the mighty Monica, we've just brought her out into the sunshine so you can really take in the depth of the paint. It's a lovely and I think quite unusual colour as well. Nothing fancy metallic, just a lovely sort of solid colour, a sort of grey blue with lots of depth to it. It's absolutely beautiful. But I can wait no longer. Let's take Monica for an actual drive. So straight away, the clock is very loud. Lovely. The hazard lights. Lovely noise. But it's such a comfortable driving position. These Scirocco seats are really nice. It's quite a hard leather, but very, very supportive. But we're here for the important business of starting the engine, and we better do a wiper test. Sadly, headlamp wipers have been deleted. Anyway, there we go. Monica is into life. She's got a slightly naughty exhaust as Monica, but otherwise mechanically stock. I think it's the 2.3 litre 4-cylinder engine, the legendary red block, allied to a 5-speed gearbox. But they have plans for more power next year to match the rorty looks. But thankfully power steering
What about
is
the
fitted.
wipers?
Oh, the wipers. I forgot the wipers. I think it's a pull towards. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at the massive travel on the passenger wiper blade. It has to come so far, but there is good overlap. No triangle of doom, a moderate triangle of mild disappointment here at the top of the screen, but that's not really in my eye line. The wiping is very good, I would say, in Monica the Volvo. There's a bit of noise going on from the suspension. They are aware of that, and I think they're planning to actually tear the suspension out again and rebuild it with some different components, but we'll see how we go on. Certainly sounds quite purposeful, I think. But it's such a torquey engine as well, so we're bimbling along 1,000 revs in third gear at the urban speed limit in here in Wales of 20 miles an hour. Nice positive gate, so easy to find the gears. The manual choke, perhaps a little unusually. So still a carburettor fed engine. Oh yeah, the ride is on the firm side. She is a little bit lower than stock, all part of that mean and moody look. But yeah, quite a few decibels going on there. Yeah, gathers pace gently, I'm going to say. No performance machine. But I don't think performance in the first instance has really been the priority. It's all about making the car look good, and apparently they have succeeded. They have won a number of events just over the past couple of weeks, up in Anglesey and in Derby. So they've covered about 300 miles, and other than a little bit of a leak from the petrol pump and a top up of the oil, very slightly, this car is not wanted for anything. Brakes are thankfully very good. And also, this is a big car from a time when big cars weren't actually that big, so I feel like we can squeeze past fast moving hatchbacks here on these tiny country roads. I think Monica sounds a lot faster than she is. Oh, we've got things flying around in the back. But this is a joy because we saw Monica when she was still a bare shell. I think she'd been repainted, but there was still a lot to do. We actually helped fit the bonnet for the first time, which was possibly the most terrifying thing I've ever done on such a beautiful car. And we've slowly seen Monica come back together, and now here she is, triumphant out on the roads. Rustival earlier this year was one of her first sort of major outings, really, and performed that trip perfectly, and went down a storm with people as well. Yeah, it's just, that exhaust is just a nice bit leery without being overbearing. It's quite loud out of the car, but it's not too bad in here at all. Certainly it feels a lot sportier than other 240s I've driven. These are wobbly old barges in stock form. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's barely any body roll. And the seats are nice as well. I think they sit a bit lower than stock. The first time I drove a 240, it was actually a lovely old 245 estate. And you kind of almost felt like you were sitting on the roof of it. You're really high up. This is very nice indeed. And I love the way modern technology has been brought into such a traditional old car. And it's a perfect daily transport for them, because it's a very safe car. Volvos always were, and it's just nice and a bit different, if a little dark in here. We're getting waved at because we're in the Whiteland car. We're driving a local celebrity. Ooh, 60 mile an hour, don't mind if I do. Bit of a flat spot below 3,000 revs, and then oh my gosh, Monica hitches her skirts and gets down the road. Wow, that's 60 miles an hour, and it feels very refined. We're doing 2,500 revs, and there's sufficient torque, but the engine is not having to work very hard. Wow, I didn't expect that of Monica, I must admit, but yeah, she does get a bit of a shift on. Well done, Monica. Right, from a standstill this time. Wow, that's very surprising. You get her above 3,500 revs and she perks up quite a bit. But who knows what she's going to be like once she gets her new engine. Blimey. So that was a very, very enjoyable drive in Monica, who can apparently hitch up her skirts and get a move on if she wants to. So a very surprising discovery. Lots of fun. So thank you very much for that.
You're the only person I've let drive this car.
Oh, I feel honoured. Thank you.
Small club. It's a small club.
Before we disappear, there is more to talk about because there is your fantastic giveaway.
Yes.
10-year anniversary
Of Whiteland Restorations.
Oh, wow.
So we were trying to think, what can we do to celebrate that? Mm-hmm. And we thought, what better way to celebrate than to do a raffle to win a show-winning paint job for just £10.
It's a bargain. If you win it, it's a bargain. It's great.
It's
great.
A lot of people can't afford to get, full high-end paint jobs.
Well, no. A proper job is thousands of pounds.
Prices are going up constantly.
Oh,
yeah.
Our prices have to go up constantly because we have to keep up with paint material prices.
Not just that, but it's handcrafted, hours and hours of work. It's not just bring the car in, sand it down a bit, chuck a bit of paint on.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, no, we've been here often enough and watched enough of your videos to know that definitely isn't the case. So how do people take part?
Right. Details. We've got a QR code. I'll go to the link in the description. But we're hosting it on raffle.com, which is a independent third-party website which is dealing with everything. So
I am the glamorous assistant in my own video.
there's one of our flyers. The link will be in the description, will it, Ian?
It will definitely be in the description.
whitelandrestorations.com. Everything's on there as well. So it's hosted by raffle.com. You go on there, you get your tickets, and the draw will be on October 31st at 8 p.m.
It sure will.
No, that's we're really excited because we don't know what we're going to be working on.
No, very, very exciting indeed. And we've got an extra bonus. There's a Hubnut discount code. If you use the code Hubnut, you'll get an extra entry for every purchase you make of tickets.
That's right, one free ticket.
Yeah, so check out the link below and you could have your car looking amazing.
Yes, a show-winning.
Show-winning. Just like this one, which literally is show-winning. So thank you very much and we shall see you in a future video. Farewell.
Ciao.